Multicam editing is usually a full-day seminar at Avid, and my buddy Mitch Jacobson just wrote a nearly 500-page book on editing multicam. We're going to attempt to cover it in about 15 minutes. Because there are more and more ways of shooting multicam, we'll leave the entire ingest process to your own personal research into the right workflow for you. Essentially, when ingesting multicam, you want to use low-quality video settings because it will help limit the throughput of trying to play multiple tracks of video at the same time. So let's see how multicam works in Avid. So instead of having the ideal where we have 3 cameras and the time codes all match and they all start at the same time, basically we have a worst case scenario. Here's camera 1. Basically what I did is I looked at all 3 of these clips and found one common element, one audio element that matches between all 3 clips. That's him saying 3 in a countdown. So at the beginning of him saying 3, I'm going to mark an endpoint. Here's camera 2, same thing here. There's the beginning of 3, mark an endpoint. Here's camera 3. Mark 3 as an endpoint, and now that we have endpoints marked for all 3 of these, we've kind of synced them. We know the same point in time, basically, that all 3 of these cameras start. The next thing we have to do is group these clips. That's pretty simple to do. You select one of the cameras and then command select the other 2. So now we've got 3 things selected. We go to our clip menu and choose group clips. We choose endpoints as our choice. We could also choose out points or source time code or film time code. We don't have any of those, but we can sync them using the endpoints that I marked, and I'm going to click OK. That creates up in this top corner a strange little icon, 4 squares with 4 little dots, and this tells me this is a group clip, one of the cameras being start cam 1. I can name this anything I want to, but for now I'm going to leave it just the way it is. And so with these clips grouped, the next thing we have to do is check on some settings. So we're going to go to our project file, we're going to go to settings, and we're going to look at our keyboard setting in particular. The one that's active is the one with the check mark on it. We'll double click that. We'll hit Command 3 to call up our command console, and in the MCAM tab of our command palette are all of our multicam buttons that we can map. You can map as many as 9 of these. I have M1 through M4 mapped to F9, F10, F11, and F12. So those are very important. What they allow you to do is when I click F9 now, I will automatically call up camera 1. F10 will automatically call up camera 2, and F11 will call up camera 3. The other thing that I need to map is this little quad split or 9 split button. I'm going to map that to my F1 key, and that will allow me to, in the source or sequence monitor, be able to see all 4 of those splits at the same time. So with that mapped, we're going to look at one other setting very quickly. We'll close up the command palette and the keyboard setting, and we'll look at our composer settings. And in composer settings, there's a tab for multicam, and you can choose quad or 9 split or full screen. We don't want to look at full screen, we want to look at quad or 9 split. You can also have it different on your client monitor. You could choose line cut or quad or 9 split or off. We'll choose line cut for the client monitor. Okay, with all of our settings set and with our multi-group created, now we're going to see how to do editing in our next video.